Patience when it comes to your goals, patience when it comes to your training, patience when it comes to almost anything in life. So as the saying goes, patience is a virtue. It's a virtue that we tend to find that a lot of people don't have. That includes myself, and that includes, I would say, almost everybody. I think if somebody tells you that they are not impatient when it comes to particular things, they are probably lying to you. So why are we having a chat about patience? When it comes to your training and particular goals that you want to achieve, we find more and more in this internet age that people are less and less patient with their training. They're less and less likely to keep doing those small, consistent actions in order to get them to a specific goal that they want to achieve. With that, the problem becomes if you jump from one thing to the next and back and forth and you keep flip-flopping, you're never actually going to get anywhere, okay? So strength is one of the biggest things that we see people probably don't stick with for as long as they need to. So strength work, strength training, you know, sometimes it can be boring, sometimes it can be a grind, but the thing is you need to have patience with that. Strength is a lifelong undertaking. It's something that you need to consistently train for, and as you evolve and as your life evolves and as you get older, the strength numbers that you're going to look to achieve and the goals that you're going to look to achieve when it comes to strength training are going to change as well. That goes for all levels of your training. If you're trying to get a pull-up, things like this, these are all things that we tend to find that people don't keep going on for the requisite amount of time. So with patience, and why we are referring back to this now, where the problem really becomes is just that unrealistic expectation of how long it should take to do something in somebody's mind. And some of that stems from, you know, the technology age, being able to find information so easily on the internet, seeing people doing a particular thing that you look at that person and go, I should be able to do that. The problem with that is you're comparing yourself to others, and the way you're going to adapt to training is going to be different to them, because no two people will adapt to the same program the exact same way. You know, so all these things will start to create that unrealistic expectation and unrealistic time frame in your mind. And when you lose that patience, you stop doing the little things that are going to get you there. Now, we've spoken about on previous videos the point of discipline and having discipline and doing those little actions. So as soon as you stop doing those, and if you stop doing them for an extended period of time, let's say you get 6 weeks into trying to get a pull-up and you're just like, well shit, I haven't got a pull-up yet, I'm going to pack in the towel and I'm going to move on. And then you come back 6 months later because you still haven't got a pull-up from flip-flopping around trying different things. You haven't stuck to the program, you haven't stuck to the plan, you haven't consistently done those little things, and then you come back and it's like starting at square one. And the second time around, maybe you give it 8 weeks and you still feel like you're not getting anywhere. But the problem all boils down to, initially when you set out to do this goal, how long did you think it was going to take? Did you think by 4 weeks you would have it, and you've gotten to 6 weeks, which is 50% more than what you already thought? And then as a result, you've just kind of gone, well, this ain't happening. It will happen. You just have to give it time, and you have to continue to do those steps. So without patience, that can't happen. But the biggest thing that's going to lead you to having more patience is setting up that goal in your mind with a realistic expectation of how long it's going to take you. Now, when it comes to realistic expectations on time frames for goals, yes, you want to try and set time frames that are going to push you and make you really push hard to get towards there. There's no point, if you're going to be able to do something in potentially 12 months, telling yourself it's going to take you 3 years to get there, because that's going to be a long process for you to do that. Sure, you might surprise yourself in 12 months time, and if you're that type of person that gets a big kick out of that, perfect, but a lot of people won't have that discipline to stay motivated and stay persistent for that 3-year period without getting a little bit of, jumping around and getting a little bit antsy that they need to move from one thing to the other. So when it comes to keeping patience, you need to set up that realistic time frame in your mind about how long it's going to take. A good example about kind of setting the standard and setting the goal from the start is, if you've spent any more than probably 2 seconds with me over the last 12 months, you know that I do jiu-jitsu, and when somebody starts jiu-jitsu, most people, it will take, if you want to get to a black belt, which is one of the highest ranks you can achieve, it can potentially take you 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in order to get there. And my Professor Danilo was awarded his black belt on the weekend from Gracie Barra up at Coolum, and he's been so patient in the way to get there, which is a testament to him and his hard work and the person that he is. And it's somebody that I admire and I have a lot of respect for because of what he does and the way that he has helped me along over the last 12 months. But the point is, if he doesn't get there if he doesn't have that patience and that persistence to keep going with it, and right from the get-go, when you start something like that, if you have a goal of getting to your black belt, you have that preconceived expectation that it's going to take that time. It's going to take that 10 years. The good thing is, along the way, you've got other milestones. You've got your blue belt, your purple belt, brown belt, so on and so forth. But even those, from the point of view of time frames, can take a while to get there. From white to blue belt is, it took me 14 months to progress from, white to blue belt, which is something that I've just achieved. But a lot of people, when it comes to any form of training, won't even give it that time, even just that 12-month period to get to where you need to go. But I guess the side note to that is, when it comes to patience, set yourself up with milestones along the way. Have the big thing you want to work towards, but then have those milestones as you go, so you can give yourself a little bit pat on the back, and you can try and, keep that discipline up to keep going. Because if you're looking to squat 100 kilos, I'm now able to squat 40, I'm able to squat 60, I'm able to squat 80, 90, and then 100. And that way, each one of those along the way, that you're progressing in the right direction and you're getting to where you want to go. Big takeaway, have patience. Make sure you set up achievable timeframes in your mind. Don't expect things to happen overnight. Nothing good ever happens overnight. Good luck with your training. If you've got any questions, hit us up. Thanks.